When your entire life is online, you need more than just speed from your internet. Xfinity gives you reliable in-home Wi-Fi coverage, plus protection from Wi-Fi network threats. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to learn more. Restrictions apply.
Hi, and welcome back to Boss Wife. I'm your host, Ebony. Here is where you will get your motivation for the week. Here is where you will get the tools and tips to learn how to play, laugh, and live hard, unapologetically. Here is where you will learn how to erase the lines of the box because you realize you cannot be contained. Here is where you will learn how to show up for yourself. Here is where the most powerful transition will begin in your life. Welcome to Boss Wife. Hey guys, welcome back. So I am incredibly excited because, I try to plan these things out to talk to you guys. I have a whole calendar, and every single time that I plan out what I'm going to talk about and what I want to say and my topic for the week or for the month, God always gives me something different. He always fills me up, and I feel like I'm just running over every time I cut on my podcast every week for you guys. So today, I hope you guys saw the topic. Of course you did, but the topic is the challenger, and you are that challenger. So I want to get started with talking about knowing your purpose and knowing how to go after that purpose, not just stopping and starting, which there is nothing wrong with that, because that means that you have a drive, you have a zeal. That means that you definitely have a goal in mind, right? That means you definitely see something that you're after. But I want to encourage you, I want to inspire you to be perseverance, to be persistent, to be to execute your dreams, to execute your imagination, whatever you can dream up. I want to inspire you not to stop, not to have those hiccups in between. Yes, of course, we're going to start out in different places in our lives. Of course, where we start does not determine where we finish, but also, those gaps in between can definitely cause a deterrence. It can cause you to shift. It can cause you to get less motivated about what you're doing. So it will definitely prolong what you're trying to do. So that's where I'm coming from. So I want to help you guys to realize, when you get started on something, keep your vision in front of you, keep your goals in front of you, and pursue them. It's just like a college student. I had the opportunity this weekend to go to Alabama and support one of my dearest little sisters. My pastor's wife and my pastor's middle daughter graduated from college this week, and it was definitely a challenger for me. It was definitely a moment that I challenged myself, because like I've said many times, yes, I am in the industry of podcasting, in the industry of life coaching, in the industry of modeling and acting, in that industry, but I'm also still true to my success as a career in the medical field. So I do want to go back and get my RN. I think I've said that before, but anyway, yes, that is definitely something that I want to go back and do. So it was definitely a challenge for me, because I'm like, this young girl has accomplished so much in the short time of her life, and I chose a different path, but what I'm saying is I'm giving her props, because she is freaking amazing, and she graduated from grad school. Now she's on to her master's, and it's just so inspiring, and in all ages and all walks of life, to look at people and be like, wow, I can still be motivated. I can still be motivated not to just do one part of my dream, not to just settle for one part of my life. You guys, we have to remember to live the life that we dream, live the life that you've imagined. I joke all the time and say, the only reason why I did not become a doctor, which was my very first dream, is because I cannot remember things. I have the worst memory in the world. I can literally be doing something, and I just think it's just because, let me finish my thought. Sorry. I can literally be doing something, and then I will totally forget exactly what I just did. Like, even if I'm at work, you know, and I do something for a patient, and then they'll be like, hey, Ebony, do you have so-and-so's chart? And I'm like, I don't remember. And then I'll, like, it'll be right there on my desk. And they get on me all the time, like, Ebony, it's right here on your desk. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. You know, and I really do think that it's because as women, we are so overworked and we have so much on our plate. Like, my mind goes into 100 different places just in an hour. And I'm pretty sure you guys does too. So sorry about that southern comment, y'all's. But yes, I'm pretty sure that you guys' mind goes in 100,000 places all throughout your day. And I think that's kind of why. But anyway, you know, like I was saying, definitely choose to live the life that you have imagined. Choose to live the life that you've always dreamed of. We can't afford those empty spaces. And I feel like a lot of times that's what we allow, and we don't really push out that air. It's like a balloon, right? So it's like a balloon between me going to school, starting a family. I knew the whole time that I've always wanted a modeling agency or a modeling studio. It's not really an agency, it's a studio. I already knew it, you know, and it was something that I dreamed of for years and years and years, like something I've always wanted my whole life. And in between me and that dream was a balloon, right? So I had to press out all that air out of that balloon, and I had to eliminate that empty space, because it was causing a ripple in my life. It was causing me not to stay focused. It was causing me to veer off into different lanes in life that wasn't really for me. I've always kind of been a servant at heart, so I've always found myself doing things that I wouldn't ordinarily do because other people asked me to do them. And then people were like, oh my God, you should definitely go and do this. You should definitely go and do this. You should definitely do this. And I'm not saying that I'm a follower by no means, but I am definitely a people pleaser. And I don't typically think that is a bad thing. I just think that if you're going to be a people pleaser, you have to please yourself before you do that. And I think a lot of times we don't. I think a lot of times we say, okay. And I really definitely believe that comes from being a mother as well, because with your children, we try to please every one of our kids. We try to please our husband. We try to please everybody except for us. And that is why we're here tonight. Okay, so we're going to eliminate that empty space. We're definitely going to stick to our guns. We're going to persevere. We're going to push through, just like that college student. Okay, so I do want to tell you guys a short story. My mom and my dad both. My mom did go to college, but like I told you guys before, she didn't finish college. Yes, that is thunder. Sorry, guys. It is thundering and lightning here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. But anyway, my mother didn't finish college because she got pregnant with me, and my dad didn't go to college. He went into the service, but that didn't really work out in his favor either. So I'm saying all that to say, you know, I definitely broke the tradition of non-college graduates. You know, I went on to school and I got my AS, and now my brother is in school. My youngest brother's in school. He's getting his bachelor's, I believe. So, you know, I definitely broke that cycle. And going through school, matriculating through school isn't something that I take lightly. It definitely isn't something that I take easy, because nothing worth having in this life is easy. And I think that this generation is definitely a popcorn generation. I'm just going to say that. I'm sorry, you guys, if I have millennials listening. I really am. I love you guys. But I do believe that in this generation, we want everything quick. We want everything fast. We want everything to be a drive-through, and that's just not realistic. Anything that you want in life, you definitely have to work for. It's not going to show up at your front door. I tell my husband and my boys that all the time when they look for stuff. You got to move stuff around. It ain't going to jump out at you. It's really not. So therefore, when you're looking for things in life, you got to maneuver things. You have to eliminate that space. You have to move things out of your way. Get those boxes out of those corners. Dust off those cobwebs, off of those imaginations and those dreams and those goals. Let's take all that stuff off the wall and put it into action, right? So definitely do not think that things are just going to jump out at you. You're not going to get all of these great opportunities just by sitting at home on the couch. You have to get up. You have to go do something. Do something. Okay? So one point that I did want to kind of stick out there is, are y'all ready? Okay. So the point is, prepare. Are you hearing me? Prepare. So we need to be a master at preparing. When you go out for a job, or when you go out for an audition, or when you go out for a speaking engagement, or if you're going to start a business, or if you're going to go to a bank and ask for a loan, anything that you do, you have to prepare, right? Guess what? Don't wait till the last minute to prepare. Don't wait for someone to come knock on your door, or for you to get the invitation to come in to prepare. No, you need to be preparing this whole time. That's what I tell my kids all the time. Just because you're not in school, you need to read. Just because you're not in school, do some math, do puzzles, go outside and be active, go play basketball, volleyball. Just because you don't have practice today doesn't mean you don't have to practice. Just because you don't have science today doesn't mean that you shouldn't be brushing up on your chemistry. So therefore, when you guys are in life and you're going through all these things and all these emotions, you need to prepare yourself, right? Because guess what? There's a challenge coming. And if you're not ready for that challenge, you're going to get destroyed. Okay. We are the challenger. Don't let your life challenge you. You need to be the challenger. There are going to be, we talk about this all the time. There are going to be a lot of things that come at you. Guess what? If you're not ready for them, they're going to knock you down. And then there goes all of that empty space, because it's going to take time for you to recover. It's going to take time for you to get up and dust yourself off. It's going to take time for you to eliminate that space. So guess what? If you are prepared, then you're thinking about the outcome. You're gonna evaluate this whole situation. When you're buying a house, or when you're enrolling in school. Let's just stick with that. When you're enrolling in school, there's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to talk to your advisor, your college advisor. You're gonna have to get your FAFSA ready, or whatever that you're gonna do financially. There are steps, right? There are steps to enrolling into college. Even as a elementary or a high school student, there are steps into enrolling. So when you're preparing these steps, you think about all of the outcomes, all of the negative outcomes that can happen, all of the positive outcomes that can happen. You're preparing yourself for whatever may come. I definitely got a brick thrown at me when I enrolled in school this last time, because we don't do our taxes. We don't do our own taxes. And this guy who does our taxes for us, he's been doing our taxes for years. And we decided to file a different way one year, and he screwed it all up, right? And I was in school. My husband and I were both in school, actually, and I had to remove myself from school because of the way my taxes were filed. And I was like, did he really do that? Oh my God. I was devastated, because I had did every single thing I needed to do. I was actually in classes. I was enrolled. I was getting my books, and it was like a blow. It was a blow to my ego mostly. But it was definitely a blow to my emotions, because I wasn't prepared. I didn't take the necessary steps to make sure all of my ducks were lined up. I'm definitely not that person who checks to check when it's time to get up from the table. My husband and my best friend does that really, really well. If I'm at dinner and it's me and my best friend, we're out for dinner and it's just me and her, I give her a check. I'm like, hey, can you check this? Because I don't know, And of course I know what I ate or what I ordered, but I still, it's just not a conscious thing that I do. So when it came to my taxes, it was definitely not a conscious thing that I would take in consideration of checking. And I only have myself to blame for that. So my main point to you guys is be a master at preparing. You cannot wait until you get the opportunity to start preparing, because you don't know how much of a window you have to prepare. When you get a job interview, some jobs are like, hey, I need you to start next week. Can you come in today for the interview? And you're like, oh wait, I gotta go get my hair and my nails done. I gotta go do this. I gotta do that. Oh my God, what is he gonna ask me? Should I, no. So when you have these opportunities and you're going to go out for these opportunities, take the time to prepare. Take the time to meditate and get your emotions ready. Get your emotions ready for a rejection. Get your emotions ready for the promotion. Get your emotions ready for anything that could possibly go wrong or could possibly go right. We don't need to allow life to jolt us, right? We don't need to allow that we don't need to allow someone to pop our balloons for us, right? We want to be the master of our own balloon. If you need to squeeze out air of that balloon, squeeze it out. If you need to inflate it, inflate it. We don't need life to do that for us, right? So in your journey of accomplishing your goals, accomplishing your dreams, setting out to do something that you really, really want to succeed at, prepare. Become a master at preparing. Become a master at your craft. Because nobody can do you unless you do you. And if you don't do it correctly, then you're going to kind of be really, really hard on yourself, right? So I tell my kids this analogy all the time. My husband has a vending machine company, and so he puts vending machines in different places, different locations, and then he goes in and he checks the product, right? So if it's stale, he takes it out. If it's old, he takes it out. If it's molded, or if they want something different, he takes it out and he replaces it. Well, when you are the product, you can't be replaced. I wish y'all could talk back to me, because I'm like, come on, somebody. Like, seriously, like, did that sink in? You're the product. So when you're placing yourself in front of that person, right? When you're placing yourself in front of that person, you don't want them to reject you because of you. If you're going to be rejected for a position, be rejected because you were too great for that position, or you didn't fit that particular style. It just wasn't your style, or it wasn't the position wasn't right for you. Because when we go on people's jobs, we are going to be an asset to them. They're not an asset to us, right? So when you don't want to be rejected because of you're not as great as they were looking for, right? You don't want to be rejected because you blew yourself up so big on paper that when they see you and when they talk to you, they're like, "Ooh, that's not what the vibe that I was getting from your resume." No. So you are the product. Perfect your craft. Perfect you. Invest in you. Be great at what you are great at, because nobody else can do it better than you. But if you allow somebody else to come in and snatch something that you should have been prepared for, that's kind of on you, right? So make sure that tonight, before you lay down, you take a deep breath in and out. And then I want you to focus and think about, if that was the last breath that you took, what have you accomplished today? What did you accomplish yesterday? What did you accomplish the day before that, or the week before that? And I want you guys to really do this, because if you just hear me, right? You take a deep breath in and that last one out, and you're like, wow, like, was I productive today? Did I pursue any of my dreams today? Did I accomplish anything on my bucket list? Did I accomplish anything in my 30-day goal? Did I accomplish anything in my 90-day goal? I hope you're setting goals for yourself, for one, but definitely set week goals, or 2-week goals, or 3-week goals, 4-week goals, 30-day goals, 90-day goals, 60-day goals. Like, definitely set those goals for yourself, because if you don't, that's a lot of empty space there. You can't take back, guys. And I hope you guys keep that balloon analogy, because it was definitely an eye-opener for me when God gave it to me. And I'm like, wow, you're right. I have so much empty space between me and my goal that I need to eliminate. I need to flatten or deflate this balloon that's in between us, because I am the master of my destiny. And I want to envision that tunnel. I need to envision that tunnel, because I don't know if you guys remember, it's one of my favorite movies. It is Alice in Wonderland. So remember, she takes a bite of that the piece of bread, and she shrinks, right? Because there's this hallway that she wants to go down, but she's too big to get through it. That is the tunnel that I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine going into this tiny, tiny tunnel and coming out on the other side. Because once you come out on the other side, you got something to look back at. But if you never go through the tunnel, there's nothing for you to even try to focus on getting through, right? So imagine the tunnel. Imagine going through the tunnel. That's your dream, right? And coming out on the other side of your dream. Envision the life that you want. But you have to envision the whole thing. So when you're going through this tunnel, it's dark. There are things in there that you don't know. There's going to be things that you bump into, things that you feel on the wall. There's going to be different grooves in the floor. There's going to be different things above your head. These are all the things that you need to take into consideration. And realize that these are things that you're going to have to face when you're trying to get through that tunnel to get to the other side of that destination, the other side of your dream, right? So my pastor taught on taking your shot Sunday. My pastor's brother. He preached on taking your shot, not missing your shot. And And it was a home run for me, definitely, because I have definitely given up a lot of my shots. I didn't take them. I gave them up. I have never been a person to think of competition as a trait that I needed, so I'm not a big competitor. My husband, on the other hand, is a huge competitor. Me, no, not so much. I don't care for competing because I never felt like I needed to take something from somebody. If you deserve it, you should have it. If I, oh my God, I hate that I keep saying, I'm sorry guys, but even if I go out for a modeling job and I feel like, well, I know actually that I have a very unique walk. I know that nobody else can walk the way that I do, even with this weight on me. Like, my walk is still bad. It just is. And I know that nobody can walk the way that I do, especially not in 6 to 8 inch stilettos. So there you go. Like, I made sure that there was definitely something unique and that there's something definitely that stands out about me. But even in that, so say I go out for a fashion show or some print work that I want to do, and I don't get the part. Well, when I'm walking out of that room and this girl said, hey, how was it? Did they ask you this? What did you do? I'm not going to turn my nose up at her and be like, girl, please get it on your own. I'm not giving you no heads up. No. I'm the total opposite. I'm like, hey, this is what they asked you to do. This is what they, they're going to expect for you to do. So you might want to work on this, or if you have this together, or if you have this prepared, they'll probably ask you to do a monologue, even though, you're not in a commercial. Like, I'm going to tell her every single thing that I went through in that interview process, because I don't have to take something that doesn't belong to me. I don't have to steal anything that doesn't belong to me. So competition has never been in my vernacular. So I'm saying all of that to say, if it's for you, it's definitely going to be for you. I gave up a lot of my shots because I felt like I wasn't deserving. And I kind of played it off as if I was a servant. I've always been a servant at heart. So I kind of played it off like, oh, I'm just doing them a favor. I don't want to offend them. I don't want to hurt their feelings. So I'm just going to step back, and I allowed people to just take it. Like I said, I gave it away. And now I'm evolving. I'm growing up. I am preparing myself. I am nurturing myself. I am challenging myself to do better, to be who I want to be. I'm envisioning my destiny, and I'm envisioning everything around it so that I am secure in going after it, right? I'm gonna make sure that I persevere. So let me read you guys the definition of perseverance. Perseverance is doing something despite the difficulty of delaying in achieving success, or delaying in achieving success. I'm gonna read it one more time. Okay. Perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delaying in achieving success. One more time. Perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. We're going to have delays. We're going to have difficulties. But you got to deflate the balloon before you can achieve those difficulties. So the balloon stands for emptiness. It stands for fear. It stands for your vulnerability. It stands for lack of preparation, right? You got to deflate it. Let the air out. Remove it. Keep it for a souvenir. Because when you mount it up on your wall, you can say, that's something that I overcame. And we got to realize that after you stop memorizing your bad memories, is what I want to say. Stop memorizing your bad memories. Let it go. Move on. Get over it. Yes, you got rejected from this job last week. Yes, I got kicked out of school because of lack of preparation. And I take that back. I didn't get kicked out of school because technically if you get kicked out of school, you can't come back. So my guidance counselor just told me to remove myself from the roster so that it wouldn't penalize me when I do want to come back to school. And I delayed it, obviously. But that was because God had something bigger and better for me to do this semester or this year. But that's what that balloon stands for. So you definitely want to mount that up on a wall and say, I overcame that. I overcame this rejection. I overcame this fear. I am no longer shy. I am bold. I am courageous. I will go after whatever I want because I deserve it. And if it's my shot, I'm going to take it. I'm going to slam dunk it. Like, you're not going to stop me. I'm not in competition with anybody. And let me tell you guys something when it comes to competition. Competition will magnify your fears. Competition will definitely anchor anger. Because when you're competing, you forget the fun and things. And that's kind of why I don't like to play cards with my husband, because he gets so competitive, it's no longer fun. And when you're competing in life is...
Ain't no place like a cowboy place, ain't no time like a cowboy time. Ain't no way like the cowboy way, have a cowboy kind of day, yeah.
Try the new Big Sky Burger at Roy Rogers. It's Smithfield pulled pork, beer battered onion rings, American cheese, and spicy barbecue sauce on a Kaiser bun.
Have a cowboy kind of day at Roy's, ain't no way you're going wrong, hey, yeah.
DoorDash and Uber Eats available at participating restaurants.
Masks for family? Check. Garden cleanup? Check. Schedule back pain visit? Done. We've all adapted to a new way of living. Keep your healthcare on schedule with Johns Hopkins Medicine, where your health and safety are our highest priorities. We're ready to care for you through virtual and in-person visits across Maryland and the greater Washington region. Your health, our experts, safely caring for you. Schedule your care now. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/safe.
To be fun. Life is about abundance. It's about joy. It's about happiness. It's about living your best self. It's about accomplishing things that you wouldn't ordinarily accomplish, right? It's about chances and choices. It's about challenging you, defeating you, right? So I don't want to compete with somebody because I don't want to get angry. I don't want to lose my zeal for life. No. You are fabulous, girl. You are awesome. You are great. You are immaculate. You are delicious. You are just sexy, fine. You are above and beyond any man could ever deserve or imagine. Above and beyond any child could ask for a mother. This is how great you are. So don't compete with somebody else. They don't have what you have. They will never be able to accomplish what you have. So why are you competing for something that they can't even take or something that they can't even get? It's not even in their grasp because it was already designed for you. So in your walk of life, when you're challenging yourself to be greater, challenge yourself not to look at your sister and say, I want that. Or that should have been mine. Or if she got that, I know I'm getting better. No. Me and my best friend went on this trip this weekend together. And one thing we were saying was, we've heard from a lot of different people because we have awesome husbands. We do. We both do. And we've heard from different people. She has a totally different walk than I have. I'm from a whole nother world than she is. And we both heard the same thing, right? Because everybody has a common ground, right? So she was saying that, people tell her, you definitely shouldn't want for anything else. They're telling me, girl, you should be happy for that man. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. You should never complain, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. People tell me all the time, oh, he keep you in a car. If you want something different, he'll get it, or y'all house always on point. You always get this. You always got that. Oh, okay. I got you. Let me tell you something. What I got, I guarantee you don't want to get it the way I had to get it, right? So what my friend got, I don't want what she got because I don't want to have to go through what she went through and I hope she's listening because I'm definitely going to steal this, but what she got for her is tailor-made. What I got for me is definitely tailor-made. You can't have something that don't fit you. You can't fit into something that don't fit you. Like I said before, I'm a size 16, balancing between a 14 and a 16. And I'm definitely not trying to get into my daughter's size 6, okay? Because I'm going to look retarded. So let me tell you something. Don't go after something somebody else got because they got it and it looks good, because you definitely don't want their struggle. You don't want how they got it. You don't know how people get the things they have. You don't realize the things they have to go through. And ladies, trust in your struggle, okay? Your struggle has its own powerful tool that nobody else has in their toolbox. My struggle has my own powerful tools that nobody else has in their toolbox. I can talk to you from a whole totally different perspective than somebody else can, because they don't have my story, right? You can do the same thing because I don't have your story. Now, yes, we all have a common ground in life. We do. We have a common walk. But don't go after something that cannot fit you. Don't try to fit into somebody else's dream or into somebody else's destiny. That's why competition is irrelevant to me. Unless I'm on the track, or unless I'm on the field, or unless I'm playing volleyball. I'm not competing with nobody, because I don't know how you got what you got, and I don't want to go through your struggle. But trust and believe. I do believe in my struggle. I do believe in in everything that I had to go through, because without it, I wouldn't be able to reach the people that I'm reaching. I wouldn't be able to make a difference in my kids' lives. I wouldn't be able to help guide somebody else's child. And I take joy in what I'm able to do right now. Now, going through my struggle, I didn't take joy in it. No, you're not happy when you're miserable. You're not saying, oh God, I thank you for this story. And anybody who tells y'all that, I know I ain't finished that because I just remembered something. People will lie to y'all. They be like, girl, yeah, I was happy going through. I was happy. No, they lying. They lying. Nobody's happy when they're suffering. Nobody's happy when they're not happy. When your heart is broken, it's not happy. When, you don't have a car, I'm definitely not happy. That's why my husband makes sure I keep a car. Or whatever. Like, if I don't get the right food, I'm not happy. So you don't want my struggle. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to tell you that I was happy getting here, because I wasn't. I'm happy now. I'm satisfied with where we are. But guess what? We can always be better, because we're working constantly to evolve. We're constantly working to do greater, to be better, to do something we've never done. My husband and I both hate trying new foods, but I always make it a point. We have an anniversary coming up, y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 2 more days. Well, yeah, 2 more days. Our anniversary is May 6th, and we always make it a point to try new foods on our anniversary or special days, because we're normally out of town and we normally go to like a different restaurant that we've never eaten at. So we make it a point to try something different. Make it a point to challenge yourself in a different way. Let's go back to that 30-day goal. What is your 30-day goal? Have you even thought about challenging yourself monthly? Have you set out goals and standards to achieve or to top over? Like, I set standards for my kids every day. Every day. Because apparently they forget them every day. So I gotta reset their standards. Like, my standard for my house, about 3 o'clock, nobody should be eating in my kitchen. Because 3 o'clock, Daddy on his way home, he finna be ready for dinner. And 5 o'clock, I'm on my way home. And I gotta be getting ready to cook dinner. So my kitchen should be clean. That's definitely a standard in my house. Just because you guys are at home doing homeschool, don't mean my kitchen open 24 hours a day, right? So set standards, ladies. Set standards for everything and everybody in your life, because we need them. You definitely want to challenge yourself monthly. I definitely believe in that. Set a goal for yourself every month, whether it is mental health or a healthy relationship. And I like to include everybody, single, married, divorced, separated, whatever. We all have to have a healthy relationship. It's important to our mental state to have a healthy relationship, whether it's with your mother, your father, your children, your husband, your best friend. I have 2 best friends. I have one here in Chattanooga, and then I have one back at home in Memphis. My at home Memphis girlfriend has been my best friend since childhood. And I was on the road with my best friend from Chattanooga this weekend, and she was saying, how her and her best friend make it a point every 2 weeks they talk. Because if they don't, they'll go a month without talking. And I'm like, girl, Me and my best friend didn't do that. You know, we started out saying, oh, okay, we're going to take a trip, you know, every 6 months or whatever. Girl, we ain't did that yet. But life happens. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But I was like, wow, you know, I definitely need to call her and say, hey, we need to set up time aside just for us to talk every 2 weeks. Because life happens. Things go without saying, and we see each other, it's like we're trying to catch up over, you know, a year. It hasn't been a year, but it feels like it, you know, because we forget things. I'm like, oh, dog, I should have told her this. Oh, dog, I should have said this. Or, oh, I forgot to tell her about this. So, girl, did I tell you what the, you know, and it's like, nah, why you didn't tell me? I would have been there for you. I would have supported you. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to get off on a different subject, but what I'm saying is set goals. I think it's important to set those simple goals that we take for granted is what I'm trying to get at. That is definitely a great way of challenging yourself, because if you set goals for yourself every month, you got to overcome it. And guess what? If you don't overcome it, then you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't overcome it. I need to do this. And that's a good thing, because it means that mentally you're trying to evolve. Mentally, you're still developing. Mentally, you're still taking baby steps, or you're still taking giant steps, or you're still jumping, or you're still running. This is what we should be constantly doing, because that all goes back into their preparation stage. That all goes back into being a master at preparing. Because when you start lacking and that balloon gets bigger and bigger and bigger, y'all, it is gonna definitely be hard to bust that big old balloon. Because I hate being around balloons when they pop. So the bigger the balloon, the louder the pop, the more air it releases. You want to be able to squeeze the air out of that balloon. You definitely don't want nobody popping your balloon, because the noise it's going to make is going to be detrimental. The backlash that it's going to make is going to be detrimental. The sound of coming down from that balloon, it's going to stick with you. Now, I don't know what's in your balloon, but like I said, we got fear, we got anger, we got shyness, we got intimidation, empty space of nothing. That's detrimental. When you are a grown woman, you should definitely not have anything empty in your life. You have too much to do. You got too much purpose. God he's impregnated you with something. It may not be college. And like I said that last week. College ain't for everybody. Oh my God. Okay, let me stop. Let me get my thoughts together. Sorry, guys. I stumble over my words when I got so many thoughts at the same time. But my mother did not graduate from college. She's been running a successful alarm system business for over 20 years. So, yes, I believe I need to go back to school to accomplish some things that I want to accomplish in my life. But that may not be your destination. That may not be your testimony. And I understand that, because guess what? Mine is tailor-made. Yours is not going to fit into mine. Okay? Your butt can't fit in my jeans. So, yes, but you still have a purpose. You're still impregnated with something. There's something that you can share with somebody. Somebody made a very ignorant comment to me. And it said, now, this person was in there good in their 50s. Good in their 50s. And they told me, I have never dealt with struggle. Now, for those of you that know me, that know me now, not the old Ebony, that knows the new Ebony, y'all know it was real hard for me to control my eyes, to control my facial expressions, to control my mouth. Because Lord have mercy. And I get this from my mom and my grandmother. I'm definitely gonna blame them. And my auntie, and my uncle, because the older we get, we're so much more like our grandmother. Well, like, she's my grandmother, but like their mother. I don't really care what comes out of my mouth. You know, I do have a filter, y'all. I do. But when it's somebody that's close to me, you know, it's kind of hard to control what I got to say. It's definitely hard to control my facial expressions, but I did it at that moment. But they told me, they said, I ain't never had no struggles. So I'm like, oh, okay. I just kind of was like, oh, okay, you know. I just kind of walked off, because I think that was a very ignorant comment. And I don't know why they made that comment. And I don't think they thought it through before they said it to me. And I think sometimes we just blurt out things because I'm not even gonna put nothing in that filter right there, but we're gonna move on. But anyway, We've all overcome things. We've all had our own struggles. We've all had things that have made us into who we are right now. So what has been placed in you and what has been growing in you, you definitely need to take out and plant seeds and develop it and let it grow so that you can pluck an apple off that tree and you can hand it to somebody else's child and say, hey, here, let me feed you this. Let me deposit or download all of this information that's in this apple, because it is full of juicy stuff. It's full of nutrients. It's full of vitamins. It's full of healthy stuff. It's full of things that are going to make you a better person. That's you, ladies. We all have a seed in us that we need to plant in the ground and watch it sprout up so that we can take an apple off of that tree and give it to somebody else. That's what I'm living for. Now that I've raised my kids, they're old enough to see me grow up. Because at first they were just watching me grow up. But now they're getting to actually see me evolve. And I'm helping them. You know, just in this short time, my kids are like, oh, Mom, I want to do this. Oh, Mom, I want to do that. Now, my oldest daughter, she's always been into baking. So she's always been dabbling here and there. She loves to cook. And now I'm definitely seeing, like, she bakes all the time. She makes stuff all the time. She's saying, Mom, can we go do this? Can we go buy this? Can we go get this for her little bakery? And I'm like, sure, baby. You know, whatever. My baby girl, she started making body scrubs, you know, and it was really hard for me to help her get into something because she's into dolls and I can't really help you grow with that. Like, I don't really know what to do. I can't, you know, life has something to do unless you want to be a professional doll maker. I don't know who makes Barbies, but, you know, yay them. They making a lot of money for real. But, you know, I just didn't know how to help her in that situation. So I just kept, you know, throwing out things. Like this summer I was at work and I was like downloading a whole bunch of stuff, you know, hobbies for 12-year-olds or hobbies for 13-year-old girls. And I would just, you know, text it to her. Hey, you want to do anything on this? You want to start a book? You want to write a book for little girls? You want to do this? You want to make this? You want to do, you know, DIYs, whatever. And so we found something. She wants to do body scrubs, right? So I was like, oh, I got a backdrop. So next time you make a body scrub, put this backdrop up and get on your YouTube channel. And there you go, you know? And it's like, I'm just sitting back watching them watch me and evolve, because kids can't do something that they can't see. Right? Nobody can. You can't be what you can't see. And I think that's really important. My pastor's brother said that this weekend too, when he was preaching. They need to see us doing something. Because exactly what they see is what they're going to replicate. Now, don't get it twisted. Kids get out there and they have their own minds. They have their own lives to live. Yes, I do agree with that. And regardless of how you raise them, they're still going to be their own person. Yes, that's not what I'm saying. They still need to see you doing something with your life. They still need to see you depositing something into this world, because they're going to grow up and do the same thing that you did. My husband has a great work ethic. Great work ethic. And I say him every day, baby, that's why I married you, because I know I won't never be broke. You know, I'm spoiled. I was spoiled right. My mom always told me, marry a rich man. And, you know, I don't blame him. But seriously, like, my husband has a great work ethic, and I commend his parents, because that is definitely where he got it from. He got it from his parents. And that's all I'm saying. They're going to pick up traits from us. Make sure it's something great. Give them something to hunger after. Because if you don't, they're going to hunger after the wrong thing. And then they're going to start eating at the wrong table. And we definitely don't want that to happen. Right? So, remember who you were before the titles. Remember who you were before you became a mother. Remember who you were before you became a wife. Remember who you were before you went into this career path. That's the person you need to be trying to get back to. Right? Looking at your kids. Look how much fun your kids are having. Not having a care in the world. We have a kind of a rule in our house. You know, our kids aren't allowed to work until they get to be in a senior in high school. And even then they can only work that summer. They're not allowed to work during the week. And that's just in my house, because my mom never let me work, and I hated it. You know, I was like, I want my own money. I want my own. But it was the environment that she was trying to protect me from. And now, knowing everything that's going on in schools, I can't really protect them in schools. I'm so glad and thankful we had this year off. School gives me anxiety, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but for my kids, like, it worries me so much, because I don't know who they're interacting with. I don't know about what these other parents are doing and showing their kids at home. So I worry that they're going to pick up all these extra influences that I don't want them to have right now. And I need to keep depositing things into them before they interact with something, but before I have the chance to explain it to them. And I want them to know it in the right way, or to see it the right way before they see it the wrong way or hear it the wrong way. And so it just gives me anxiety. But I'm just grateful that I can protect them in some areas, and that's one of the areas that we've chosen to protect them from. We can't control who they interact with at school, and it's just not for that reason. It's also because we want to make sure that they focus on school. We want to make sure that they don't wear themselves out, because, like y'all know, my kids will audition for anything that comes up. They will try out for anything that comes up. So they really don't even have time for a job, but kids will make time for whatever you will drive them to. They will definitely plan out your schedule, and I don't need them doing that. I'm trying to, accomplish my own goals while I'm still raising them and still being their mother. But look at how much fun they're having. Look how much they're more relaxed. Now, yes, the world has spent a lot of things on them, and I'm gonna try to not go on this tangent. I don't know why God's trying to take me on this tangent about kids, but they're having a lot of fun. They're enjoying their lives. They do have different things that are affecting them that we didn't have right now. So I try to make sure that at home, they can be who they want to be. Because I'm remembering through my kids that innocence that I had, these goals that I had, these dreams that I had. And now I'm taking them back. I'm remembering who I was without all these titles. Because that's the Ebony that God created. Yes, he created me too. He created this Ebony too. But he wanted me to hold on to something before I got these titles. Because that Ebony, she was purpose driven. She had persistence. She had perseverance. She didn't let things stop her. When I got knocked down off of the different fashion shows or the different shows I auditioned for, I cried. But guess what? The next day, it's like it didn't even happen. But now that we get older, we hold on to things. We continue to fill up that balloon with negativity and anger and depression and fear and shyness, instead of being bold and embracing who we are. We hide it. Forget this world. This world means nothing. We are in it. We're not of it. Right? That's what God told us. We are in this world, but we are not of this world. So don't conform to this world. So forget everything that this world is telling you to be. Be you. Do you. Nobody else can do it. They don't have what you have. Okay? So remember who you were before you got those titles. That's the life that you need to live. That's who you need to aspire to be. Aspire to be. Sorry about my accent, guys. Everything we do in life begins with a decision. What's your first decision? What was the first decision that you made? What was the first step, the first thought that you said, oh, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. This is the path I want to take. That one right there. Before they said, nope, close the door, bye. Nope, close the windows, don't let them in, close the curtains, nope, this ain't for you. That's what you need to go back after. That thought, that first decision, that first idea you had. That's the process you need to take. Every decision we've ever made has definitely guided the processes of our lives, right? I told you guys about my weight, and I told you, once I got out of the modeling industry, my weight played a lot of part in that, and that was a process for me. It took me, that was at 20, y'all. I'm 30. That's how long this process has been. And I'm just now deflating all of this air out of this balloon. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get back. I gotta get back to who I was. I've envisioned that girl. I can see her through that tunnel. I gotta get through this tunnel into the other side so I can high five her, because I'm excited for her. I am so proud of her because I see her and I'm excited to be her again. That's what I'm trying to get you to. So imagine the obstacles that are holding you back. Identify the obstacles that are holding you back. What would your life be like without those obstacles? So here is a synopsis of tonight, okay? It's revealed. Remember, examine, vulnerable, empty, allow, let go, evaluate, and dare. You guys, remember who you used to be. Examine who you are right now and where you're trying to go. Be vulnerable. It's okay. Find out who you are emotionally and then balance it. And I don't think we really understand our emotions a lot of times. So we just go with it. We play with it. No. Find out who you are emotionally and then balance your emotions. Empty that balloon. Eliminate that negative space. Allow yourselves to grow. Allow yourself to imagine. Allow yourself to play. Allow yourself to evolve. Allow yourself to be bold, because you are bold and you are beautiful and you are astounding. Let go of everything that's holding you back. Let it go. Remove it. Eject it. Divorce it. Whatever you got to do. Let it go. Evaluate who you are in God. Evaluate who you are as a mother, who you are to you, who you are as a wife. Evaluate who you are on that job, in your career, in your business. Because there's a place for you in this world, and you got to know it in order to plant your seed so that your tree can come up. Because that tree is going to be huge. It got to take root and it has to grow. It has to sprout, right? So you got to figure out where you belong in this world. Evaluate your place in this world. Dare yourself to be challenged. Challenge yourself. You are amazing. You deserve to have whatever you want. You deserve to be phenomenal. You deserve every single thing that you can imagine. Go back to that little girl and imagine who you used to want to be. That was a whole lot. Who you used to want to be. Figure it out. Write it down. Put it up on your wall. Write it on your mirror. Remind yourself. Instead of memorizing those bad memories, don't keep visiting that. Let it go, right? Now you got something else to memorize. You can memorize your power. Memorize your influence. Memorize your greatness. Memorize who you are going to be after you become, right? Memorize who you're going to be after you become. Abraham Lincoln said the best way to be successful is to create it. Create your own. Don't let life challenge you. Challenge yourself. That's it for me, guys. I hope you guys got something out of tonight. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Don't forget to challenge yourself, right? You are the challenger.
Flavor of these new Dunkin' coconut refreshers you get says a lot about you.
Really? What's it say about me?
Well, you got the refreshing golden peach because you're vibrant, fun, and positive.
Oh, what about me?
The bold purple pomegranate means you're vibrant, fun, and positive.
I take it I got this delicious pink strawberry because I'm vibrant, fun, and positive.
Yeah, it's a simple system, really.
Share the shine. Enjoy a medium Dunkin' coconut refresher for $3. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Excludes classic Dunkin' refreshers.
Nissan believes you deserve a car that thrills you. So we have to ask, does your car thrill you? When you hit the pedal, do you get something back? A chill in your spine, goosebumps on your goosebumps. When you take off, do your fingers tighten around the steering wheel? Does your heart beat in your stomach and your breath catch in your chest? Does driving make you feel alive? Because it should. And if your car doesn't thrill you, ours will. This is the new Nissan.